Today we're flipping and pitching here on Cabela's Fisherman's Handbook. We've already talked about pitching in deep water, so now let's talk about the most common presentation, flipping up into shallow water.
When you look at the shallow water presentations when it comes to presenting baits in that manner, it's generally going to be very target oriented, and those targets can be a variety of things. I mean, I've caught them off of old chairs that have blown in the water, trash cans, cars where I flip baits in and around it, and then obviously the traditional stuff where you're flipping and pitching into flooded brush or laydowns and or shallow docks or other items that are specifically there that are holding fish. And your presentations in shallow water to me are very aggressive. It's very exciting. The bites and the action and the hook set is something that I can never absolutely get tired of. And when I break down exactly what I'm looking for and how I present a bait into that shallow cover, it's pretty simple. I'm gonna go to 1/2 ounce weight or less. And that's just my particular way that I like to do it. Other people are gonna mix that up. Now, there are variations of that. For instance, if you're fishing very heavy matted vegetation, you're gonna have to go to a 1, even 1.5 ounces, sometimes even 2 for that type of presentation. But if I'm flipping in and around the edges and corners of a dock, or I'm skipping it up underneath the dock, or I'm fishing laydowns, or I'm fishing, brush that I can see, that's probably gonna be about what I'm gonna be doing. And I like to peg my bait in 99% of the situations there, and I'll just use an old black bobber stopper, slide it on to my weight, and then I'm gonna have a flipping hook of what to match whatever size of bait that I'm using. Now, the hook selection when it comes to flipping is very, very important for me. I've become a giant fan of the Trocar series of flipping hooks. I mean, the hooks are incredibly sharp and they're very strong they can be able to withstand violent hook sets in those situations. But the best thing about it really to me is the little bit of pressure that it takes to lift up a lot of times to get penetration. And sometimes your bites, when you're flipping and pitching, the bait's going by a fish, you think you're fishing 5 foot and the fish is at 2 foot. He picks it up, and as you lift up, the hook will penetrate it because the hook's so sharp. So when I get to that situation, like I said, I'm really trying to match my hook to the bait size. I don't want too big of a hook for the bait to inhibit its action, and I want to keep a very compact profile.